Long. Yeah, pretty much. Just long week. I'd say it's a tough week. I didn't have my best stuff, and it's a pretty difficult golf course to try and make a lot of birdies and play some good golf around when you don't have your best stuff. And yeah, I think that's how I'd characterize it. When I'm not playing my best, I feel like one of my skills is kind of managing my way around the golf course, knowing where the misses are. And when you have pretty much a coin flip on whether or not you're going to have a swing or not, there's not really a side of the fairway to miss it on. There's not really areas you can play to. You just have to hit great golf shots. So when you're not hitting it great, I feel like that's why I'm usually able to compete when I don't have my best stuff, is the way I kind of manage my way around the golf course. And last week, you're just not able to do that just with the nature of the grass, because you could hit it a foot off the fairway and be in a bush, and you could hit it 20 yards off the fairway and have a perfect lie and it plays like you're in the fairway. So that part of the course I didn't love, but tee to green, fairway to greens, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great test of golf. Challenged us in all the right ways. You had to hit great shots in order to hold the greens. Around the greens, you always had some sort of shot because you're playing out of short grass. So I think sometimes when the rough is really heavy, you just see guys playing the same shot over and over again. And a ball that runs through the green goes the same distance over the green as a ball that barely trickles. And when it's all runoff areas that are tightly mown, you pay a bigger penalty for a bigger miss, which I think as players, that's all we're looking for, is to have good shots rewarded and have bad shots punished accordingly to how bad they are. But yeah, I think I lean pretty heavily on Ted week to week, and this is a golf course that he's had a lot of success on, and so if there's a difference of opinion, I'm probably going to lean towards him a little bit more than myself, just because I haven't had the success on this golf course specifically. A different tournament, I may lean more to what I feel and think, whereas out here, he really does a good job of managing around this golf course. And I think of another place where Augusta's kind of like that, where whatever he says seems to kind of go for me in my head, just because he's had the success, he has the pedigree, he knows where to put the ball and where not to put the ball, and especially when it comes to a lot of the course management stuff, clubs to choose off the tees, what areas to play into, just because, like you said, he's seen Bubba win here numerous times, and he knows exactly, I think, how to kind of get me there, if that makes sense. I think pretty loaded. I think I'll have a better idea once I sit down after the year and kind of figure it out. As far as playing in the events, I think it's a great experience for the players. Being able to play twosomes for the week is really nice. It's great for pace of play. I know pace of play is a huge debate in the golf world, or at least it was before the live stuff all happened. I think pace of play was the biggest deal in golf, and so being able to go out and play twosomes and playing a golf course like this, I'm sure we'll definitely be able to get in under 4 hours. And as far as playing multiple weeks in a row, having the ability to play twosomes makes it a lot easier to get guys around the golf course, especially if we're going to be asked to play numerous weeks in a row with these events. As far as the actual on-course product goes, I think it's great to have the best players together as often as you can on our tour, and how do you make that happen, I think, is the biggest question to ask, and how can we make that product the best for the fans? And I think as the year goes on into the off season, I think we'll have a lot more of those discussions to kind of sit back and look. But right now we're still in the midst of it, and so I've been pretty focused on kind of my on-course stuff versus the off-course stuff. So as far as off season goes, it's something that I think a lot of us will address.
Are you expecting to hear any trash talk, I guess, from fans or from other golfers, or Keegan?
Probably not from other golfers. Maybe Keegan, but probably not. I wouldn't have really expected that of him. I did get one fan today to ask me to sign a Celtics hat, and I told him no. But other than that, not much interaction. I always loved basketball. I grew up playing basketball. I'd like to see that. Tennis has always really interested me. I think going down to the Olympic Village at least once is something that I'm definitely going to want to do, just to watch, the athletes train. I think I'm fascinated by a lot of the other sports. I grew up playing a ton of sports, and so to be able to see the best in the world at their craft would be pretty special. I think my wife really wants to see the gymnastics, so probably go try to see that as well. But we'll see what we have time for as the week goes on.